this Biafra stuff is still what we're talking about. But the high point of the story is the position of the DSS boss that insecurity has crippled economy of the state and development in the state. And it needs to be nipped in the bud. And yes, it revolves around Biafran agitation. But insecurity itself cannot be, the hallmark of that agitation, as it were. Criminality that is associated with it shouldn't be the hallmark of that agitation.
Okay, now, this is a very interesting report from the DSS.
Yes.
It's a department that is specialized in detecting crime and knowing specifically the cause of crime.
Yeah.
Not just to detect crime, but to know the cause of the crime. And they have come to say, look, what we have as insecurity here is not Biafra agitation, it's more of criminality. And I agree with them. We saw reports last week that talked about how the Joint Task Military Force raided a particular community and gunfire ensued and some Biafra agitators IPOB members were injured and shrines brought down. But when we looked at the pictorial evidence furnished, we didn't see anything related to Biafra or IPOB. So for me, I had to query what you're talking about. Where is the thing that connects this thing to Biafra or IPOB? There's nothing there. No flag, nothing at all showing that these guys are agitating for Biafra. So they were simply criminals. So now the DSS has come up with this report confirming that position. And that's true. If you have to deal with criminals, deal with criminals. Don't call them Biafra agitators. You see, when somebody carries out arms to kidnap somebody, maybe, and most of the kidnappings are done against fellow Biafrans, I should say. So why do you call them Biafra agitators?
Now, let's look at this. Well, my understanding is that it shouldn't be tagged Biafran agitation.
Of course.
But the problem we have is the eloquent evidence of agitation of Biafra in support of Nnamdi Kanu by the sit at home and other declarations.
Yes.
Because it's like you put say in law, a witch cried at night and a baby died in the morning. And so you have people agitating. Don't go out. If you see you, we are Biafra agitators, we see you, we shoot you. And then the next street, a home is being raided. That kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. So, and then some people call it ESN and all that. They're all intermingled. But the important thing is that this is criminality. That's the important thing.
Sure. Even the IPOB, the ESN as well, yes. I think at some point they were tagged terrorists.
Yes.
Because once
they have not been untagged.
They've not been untagged. When a group of persons come and say they're agitating for something and begin to show arms, begin to display arms,
exactly.
Apparently that's a terrorist.
Exactly. And then fly their flag.
Fly flag and
make
show
statements.
arms.
So, I've seen videos where they kidnap some government officials,
yes.
And telling them to declare for Biafra
and all of the rest.
And then threatening that we are going to kill more people, we are going to do this. Some of these stories are stories that are kind of mix up.
Yes.
And creating some kind of conflict in the entire. There are criminals on their own part, and then there are agitators on their own part.
Carrying out criminal activities too.
But sometimes too, you still have the agitators carrying out criminal activities. What is the origin of armed robbery in Nigeria after all? So after the war, I was told there was no armed robbery in Nigeria before the war. What they had were people, thieves, big thieves who hide and catch you,
yes.
And all that, and steal from you. But after the war, because people were used to using arms.
Yes.
On both sides.
Yes.
And so the first set of armed robbers emerged and began to use guns to steal. So I think that the same, every agitation, just like what happens during war, see soldiers raping women, capturing things and all that. The same element of criminality is what is trailing the Biafran agitation. So they are the same CMS twins, as far as I'm concerned. Same CMS twins. So for you to clamp down on criminality in the Southeast, you must slow down on the agitation. And whatever is causing that agitation has to be brought down. Whether it is real of Nnamdi Kanu or whatever it is, should be tackled. That's the point.
Well, I agree with you.
Yes.
Because once you arm young men,
yes,
in the name of an agitation, you have thrown a stone into the marketplace, and nobody knows on whose head or roof it will drop on. That's what's happening over there. Now, but that doesn't also take away the fact that we should learn to call a spade a spade. If you capture criminals, call them criminals. Deal with them on that front. Arraign them.